Now, for persuasive presentations, like I said, the goal is to influence a change in the belief, attitude, or behavior of another person. So think of, maybe it's not like you don't look at the video of someone's presentation, what do you call, like directly, that okay, this is an example of a presentation, but you actually see these kind of presentations in real life in another way. Okay, like I said, if it's a sales pitch, think about what kind of videos have sales pitch. Well, actually, commercials, advertisement, TV advertisement that we see, they always sell their products, but in different ways. Okay, so think of the one that is memorable, or the ones that really convince you to buy something. Okay, to buy their product. So the key thing is actually to think of how can we influence a change in another person. So how do you instigate? How do you start that change? You want them to change. You want them to buy a product that they buy a product that is different from the one they use in their daily lives. Okay, so you have to trace back. Think of yourself as a customer. Why do people change their minds? For example, if I have an iPad, right? And I always use iPad. But if you are an owner of a new Android tablet, how are you going to convince people to change their mind, to change their habits from using iPad in their daily life into using an Android tablet? Okay? And also, you have to think of why do people do something in the beginning. Like, you only see the result that they buy an iPad. But why do they use iPad from the beginning? If they use it only for typing, why don't they buy a laptop? Why do people buy iPad? Is it because of the weight, the convenience of it? Why do they do something? Why do they jot down things? Why can't they just type things? You have to think of the consumer's behavior too, and that will help answering if that product if that product can explain why people do something. Okay. Now, to really understand this slide of the presentation, there's a extra material. Okay, there's a special handout that I am going to attach with the video. It's Dr. Nick Morgan's Persuasive Presentation Method. Okay, this is the material that I mentioned in the slides. Okay, a simple 3-step model for a persuasive presentation. Luckily, this is only 1 page A4, okay? So make sure you read through this, okay? It's quite useful in using this to make your own persuasive presentation. So read this, and then you see step 1, you have to make people want to do it. Step 2, make people actually able to do it. And then step 3, prompt the people or their customer actually to act. Okay, these are the key 3 steps. So make sure you read through this. But if you really don't have time, actually this is the summary. Okay. Now with that 3 questions, these are the answers. What is captology? Well, it's actually how computers get people to do things, if you read the details in the material. And so think of an example of how we interact with the computer, how computer prompted us to buy something that is not even, that we don't even ran out of yet. For example, like when you scroll through Facebook or Instagram, you see an advertisement, right? But why is it about that ad that it's actually an advertisement of like maybe a sunscreen that you are using, but you almost finish it, that it's time to buy a new sunscreen, and then you see the computer or the algorithm from Facebook shows you new sunscreen from L'Oreal on sale, for example. Now it's actually computer. What do you call it? It's actually like the thing that will prompt you to buy things, encourage you to buy their products. Okay. Okay. Now, the 3 steps mentioned in this method is actually the 3 things that I point out there. You need to make people want to do it, be able to do it, and then prompt them to act, which is to buy in case of a product. Okay. And why are these 3 steps important? The answers are this model. Okay, it's called Fogg behavioral model. You might not have to understand this, but at least to understand the customer's behavior, it's not just a straightforward relationship. Okay, to create a behavior in a customer, actually there are 3 factors behind that: motivation, ability, and trigger. And all these 3 have to happen at the same moment. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, when you want to buy something, or not to buy something, okay, to do something, even if you want to eat barbecue today, or do you want to eat noodles, sometimes it depends on your motivation. Okay, that day, if you were too lazy to go out of your dorm and you just want to order Grab, right, and you already have your favorite restaurant on Grab, you just click it without thinking. That's the kind of food that you order when you have low motivation. But if you were with your friends and then you are like maybe on Phon Yotin Road and you think, I've heard that there's a new shabu shabu opening near Mae Fah Luang University. Let's go eat shabu shabu, guys. Now that's a high motivation, okay? Because you don't know yet where the restaurant is, but okay, you have one of your friends search for the location, and then okay, how are we going to go there? Maybe this friend's car, right? Okay, then you find the means to go there, and then it means because you have high motivation to have a great time with your friend eating shabu shabu, so you find that store and eat it. But the different store, the store for low motivation, it might be like ข้าวแกงป้าน้อย for example. So you see, different action, different behavior happen when you have different level of motivation. Okay, and for these things also, hard to do, easy to do. Like I said, if that day you don't have any class, it might not be in your nature to what you call, to find something hard to do, like that. Oh, okay, suddenly that day you want to go to Ampere Metan because you heard that there's a new cafe opening, but how are you going to get there? And then maybe it's too hard to go there. Okay, that's it, then you give up. Okay, the ability to do it, if it's easy to do, people tend to do it more easily than things that are hard to do. Okay, maybe the new shabu shabu opening in Mae Tan is what you call hard to get there. Okay, so their ability to do it is quite hard to actually travel there with the motorcycle, for example. But for people who have cars, it's easy to drive there. So maybe the target for that shabu shabu shop is not actually Mae Fah Luang students, but Mae Fah Luang students who have enough money to have cars, and then who can travel there by car to eat shabu shabu. So it's a different kind of shabu shabu near the university, for example. So that's how you position your products, or to see how which target group you want to focus on. Okay, and the last one, you have this action line. Okay, and you have the word triggers fail here, and then triggers succeed here. So sometimes, even if you really can convince people to have high motivation to be interested in your so they are hype. Okay, the new iPhone is coming out. Oh, high motivation. iPhone 12. I want iPhone 12. High motivation lah. And then this year iPhone 12 is actually not that expensive. It's what do you call, the price is not actually I mean, it's not cheap, but it's still affordable. Okay, so if I can buy it, it's easy to do. Okay, because I have money to buy it. But this is actually the action line. I want a new iPhone. I really want it, and I have enough money to buy it. But sometimes there's factors that triggers people to buy it now, to buy it not in 2 years. I'm going to wait to buy this iPhone. It's a very good iPhone, but I'm going to wait for 1 year when the price goes down. That's not what Apple wants. Okay, they want lots of people to buy their products at the same time, and especially at the beginning of the cycle, because the longer the phone stays in the market, the older it gets, because of the technology cycle that changes rapidly. Okay, so this, if you can trigger this action line, then such as what promotion, maybe I really want the iPhone and I have enough money, but I'm still deciding if I want to buy it now. But suddenly AIS have the new promotion. If you buy new iPhone now, you get new AirPod, for example. Then that's actually the action line that triggers success. Okay, action. If you do it soon with the high motivation, then it's likely to success, as long as it's easy to do. Okay, if there's too many, what do you call, for example, if there are too many steps to get this free AirPod, then the harder it is to do, then what you call the triggers, the space here, okay, to fail, it's likely to fail here. But if it's both easy to do, okay, very easy. When you buy new iPhone, new AirPod will be given to you right there at that moment. Very easy. Just sign one name. Easy to do, right? And then people already have high motivation. You see the vast space here, right? Then the success rate is higher than if it's harder to do and with people of low motivation here. Okay, so sometimes not convincing them to have high motivation and it's easy thing to do are enough. You need to have certain actions, certain triggers to prompt them to do it now, to do it at the right time, actually, to create success. Okay, now for one to do it, think of why do people want to do things. Okay, well, if they want to do something, it means that that thing must be good, right? Because you are likely to act if that's a good thing to do. I like to eat mukata shabu. I like to eat buffet because meats are good for our soul, especially when we are stressed. Okay, but it might not be good for your health in that case, but it's good to your heart, good for your mood. Or if it's about morality, okay, you can play with their morality. If you think something is wicked or sinful, you're not likely to be persuaded to act. So for example, if you want, notice it, like when they try to sell alcohols, they can't just, if they just show you that alcohol is, what do you call, immoral, that if you drink too much alcohol, then you are likely to cause accidents on the road, that looks sinful, that looks wicked, okay? And the company doesn't want you to feel that, okay? So if people feel guilty, they won't buy as much alcohol as they can, right? But if you try to promote like the good image, the good moral, it's not about wicked or sinful, it's about having great time with your friend. It's about friendship. Alcohol is not bad, it promotes friendship. See, you know which brand I'm talking about, okay? Then that's not wicked, not sinful. It's about friendship. You care about friendship, you drink this brand of alcohol with your friends. See, that's how the company tries to persuade you to want to do it. And also, lastly, people want to do things because it makes some impact. Okay, if it's like, okay, think of the charity. Okay, or when charity organizations ask you to donate some money, they don't just, okay, please give money to this poor child, and then show you the what you call a very very sad looking girl. For example, if you just show them and then they just rely on your sympathy, most people might just walk past without thinking. But when you see the sign that says only 100 baht from you can save their lives, for example, see, that makes people, oh, okay, maybe what my 100 baht can save this girl's life. Okay, then I want to act, then I want to donate the money, for example. Okay, so these are like what you call 3 approaches for how to make people want to do that thing. Okay, and how can you do this? Give facts, for example. If you want people to stop drinking, for example, now stop drinkingชานมไข่มุก bubble tea, right? It's very hard thing to do to convince people not to buy bubble tea, but actually, if you've heard this news before, there's some research that said one normal size, okay, cup of bubble tea actually contains the calorie as high as one plate of rice and steamed chicken, ข้าวมันไก่ in Thai. Okay, so that's facts. Okay, but it's the fact that no one has ever compared bubble tea and rice with chicken before. But when you compare it, then people feel like, oh, maybe I won't drink bubble tea as often as before, because you have been given this fact, nutrition facts. Okay, or you can explain benefits. If you just show them, okay, please donate money to help this poor child, and then you think, my life already sucks, I don't have time to help this girl, right? But if you explain the benefits, only 100 baht from you can extend their life. How? Oh, it can't, this amount of money can like can buy this girl 10 lunches, 10 meals from this, can buy her clothes to go to school for 1 month, for example. See, then you explain the benefits, then people say, oh, okay, it's very useful now, I know. Okay, then they do it. Or you can remind them of their responsibility, their morality, or the power. Okay, so remind them in the way that as a citizen of Thailand, and if you love democracy, you should go out and vote now. The vote is your voice to represent the country. See, it's the responsibility. Normally, they won't care. Some people might not care about voting for someone. My life sucks anyway. But if you show them that unless you vote, the country cannot move forward. Appeal to their sense of responsibilities or their morality. It's your job to make the country better for everyone. Then morality, right? Or the power. Only one voice have the power to change the course of history, for example. Okay? Now, for give facts, see, these are just examples, okay, of how you give facts. You've already done this in the opening sentence. No, it's in the introduction, you have to give the opening statement anyway, and one way is to give facts. Yes, then you can use this. Or elsewhere in the presentation to encourage people to do something, showing them facts. As for the benefits, see, you have to find some, what you call, like positive adjective. Okay, protect human and animal life. See, it shows benefit, it shows the advantages, okay, of doing this. help solve the current problem. You might be a savior of this planet. Lastly, remind people of their responsibilities. Of course, it all starts with one person, one city, one country, one continent to eradicate injustice from the world, for example. Or you must do something if you want change. Don't wait. Next, that the first step, right? Make them want to do it. Okay, now they want to do it. Now they are hooked. Now they are hooked with your idea. Okay, but can they do it? Like maybe they want to buy iPhone now. They have the urge. They have the need to buy the iPhone, but you need to provide them an actual way they can buy an iPhone. So the shop, there has to be enough Apple shops in Thailand to sell iPhone, right? So they must be able to do it. How can we show people they can do something? See, can. How can we accomplish this? Well, the ability for someone to do something is to make it easy, firstly, okay? If you want people to drink, stop drinking chai nong khai muk, you have to make it hard for them to drink it. Have less bubble tea shops in the campus, and some people might find it hard to buy bubble tea, so they stop drinking bubble tea, okay? That's like the basic thing. It might happen, it might not happen, but at least if it's hard to do, if it's easy to do that, then people tend to do it. Make it seem possible, okay? If you want people to buy iPhone, even if it's an expensive phone, show them that you have the package, that you don't have to pay anything for 10 months. You have 10 months to find the money to buy this very expensive phone, but at first you don't have to pay anything. See, it's possible for like low income people to have an iPhone because you have plenty of time to get money in the future to buy the things that you want now. See, credit card makes it possible. And lastly, give examples of others. See, like if you show the examples of teachers, students using iPad, see, so if you feel like iPad is like an extra thing, it's not necessary for your life, well, show the examples of people of different professions. See, there are many examples of people who use iPad. You might be one of them in your case. So just buy iPad. See, examples to others to follow. You can use phrases like this to convince them, okay? All you need to do is to show them it's easy, right? Just turn off the water while you brush your teeth. It's easy. See, that's the key, the word easy. All you need to do is like make it possible. It's not impossible. It's possible to do this. And lastly, teenage girls are helping ban plastic bag from Bali. If they can do it, you can too. See, teenage girls. They're comparing the age group to show that even teenage girls can do it. Why can't you? See? Lastly, this is like the hardest part to do, is to prompt the audience to act. Okay? How do we ask people to actually do something? Well, there are certain approaches, and one of the approaches is to be direct first. Khai trong in Thai. Be direct. From now on, carry a reusable bag with you at all times. So tell them what to do. Do this. Do that. Be direct. In the future, don't do what? Don't request a separate bag for each item. Don't use plastic straws. So this kind of language is about telling people to do or not to do things. That's the direct way. But the indirect way, you don't actually point at that and say, do this, do that. But you find indirect ways, okay? Like this one. When given the option, it's better to recycle plastic bottles. This sentence doesn't say recycle plastic bottles every time you can, or else you are not a good person. No, it's not direct like that. When given the option, see, when you have a choice, when it's convenient for you, it would be good if you do this, okay? You don't have to do it, but it would be great if you do this. See? Or do your best not to use single-use plastic product. It doesn't say don't use, okay? It says do your best. Your best might not be completely abandoning single use of plastic products, but at least at the best of your ability right now, okay? See, it's like a more compromised way of telling people to do something. And lastly, give options. So give them options. Okay, you don't say you have to do this, but there are two choices, okay? Controlling your personal plastic, cleaning up trash, and donating to environmental groups are all ways to fight Thailand's plastic pollution. So you don't tell them to do this, do that. You say, okay, you can either do this or do that. You can follow number 1, number 2, number 3 of control plastic, cleaning up trash, and donating. Or you can just follow one. Give them options. Give them more than one way to do it. Like, if you really love this planet, donate your kidney. That's like only one choice. I love the planet, but I don't want to donate my kidney. But you can say, there are more ways to there are more than one ways to save the planet. You can donate your kidney, or you can donate your money to charity that helps with the environment. See, in my opinion, I have a choice now. I don't have to donate my kidney, but I can donate my money. See, it's easier that way. Give them choices, give them options. And these links are examples of pitch, okay, of when they try to present an idea or service, okay? So check it out on YouTube. It's quite useful.